Good to be able to talk to everybody this evening. A couple things I wanted to bring up is remember all those that we have that are dealing with some issues, whether it be some sickness or some personal things that they have going on in their lives. For us all to remember that it's our job to make sure that we are praying for them and to trying to help in any and every way that we possibly can. I wanted to talk just a moment this afternoon about when it becomes real. I always thought that was an interesting topic to talk about because in many people's lives, it takes something to happen for them to realize that what they're messing with isn't a game. A good example of that is some of the stuff that we deal with work. A lot of times we have basically people who come down, whether it's college students, etc., that'll come down and help us do certain things that they've spent most of their time trying to learn about in classroom. And probably one of the most prime examples of that is whenever it is that we're burning, because in classroom they sit down and you have all of these different indexes and things that for the most part somebody with a pen and piece of paper and a whole lot of time can sit whenever you light a fire, and they can tell you how fast the fire is going to go. They can tell you how tall the flame lengths are, however many acres it is. They can tell you when it'll be out. All of that stuff sounds really good. As a matter of fact, it sounds wonderful to somebody who's sitting in a classroom because it seems like it's something that is completely and totally under your control. But then they come down and help us. And that's when it becomes real. You see, no longer is it a pen and piece of paper. No longer is it something that you're trying to guess with or trying to play with and say, well, this is what's going to happen and I know this is what's going to happen. But it's real. It's a real flame. It has real consequences. It can do a lot of good. It can do a lot of harm. At that point, it's no longer what you find with a pen and piece of paper, but it's real. A lot of times today, when it comes to the way we live our lives and when we're talking about living a Christian life, there comes a moment in each and every one of our lives when it actually becomes real. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, it's real easy to sit and talk about that you're a Christian and the things that are going on in your life, but it's completely and totally something different when you hit a certain point in your life to where you realize that you do have a goal and you do have an importance in this life that is beyond what other people or what the world deems as important. You see, at that point, it becomes real. It becomes something that you believe in. It becomes something just like that fire, that there's a passion there. There's something there to motivate you. It's no longer just something that you hear or see, but it's something that you feel. A lot of times I think people are almost scared of the idea of it becoming real when it comes to being a Christian. But you see a lot of things when you talk about the first century church, especially to them, it was real. It was something that they were willing to put their lives on the line for. It was something that they were not going to be silenced by. They did whatever means was necessary to make sure that the church was growing because it was real. It was something they really, truly, honestly believed in. Today, I think it should be each and every one of our goals to be able to examine ourselves and see if we have the dedication that is needed to make sure that it's real. To make sure that it's something that wholeheartedly we believe in, not just something that we can say we can believe in, but something that that we know in the depths of our heart and our soul that we know what we're doing is right. And when we have that kind of dedication, when you have that kind of love, that's when it's real. Another good example or a good way to put it is when a guy's dating a girl or vice versa. They see each other and they have those tingly butterfly feelings, and to them that's love. But as that couple goes and they get married and they realize that when you live with somebody, it's not always perfect, and they do things that get on your nerves and you do things that get on their nerves, and you find a way to make it work, and you work through problems, and you work through all the struggles and trials in your life, and you sit there and it's real. It's something that's beyond just saying it, it's an action. When I look at the first century church, I see people who are dedicated. I see people who are willing to make whatever sacrifice was needed in order to grow the church. And I think it's good for each and every one of us every now and then to evaluate ourselves, just to make sure that not only are we saying that we're followers, but we're doing the things that prove it. Thanks. I hope y'all have a great day.